Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be my very first YouTube video. I'm super excited but also really nervous. So if I seem a little awkward on camera, just kind of bear with me. It's going to take me a little while to ease up to this entire process. So just bear with me. I'll get it right. Right now I'm just really awkward. And I'm trying to see if everything focuses. But yeah, it's focused. So I wanted to come on here to give you guys an entire breakdown of what happened during my breast reduction surgery. As a lot of people may know, I posted it on my Instagram and my Snapchat that I did get the surgery, and I had additional people, just reach out to me and wanted to know information about it, why I got it, whether it was how I got it, where I went, how much did I pay, my recovery process, so on and so forth. So I wanted to make this video and just give you guys a whole rundown of what happened. So if you're interested in watching and you wanted to know the entire thing, feel free to keep watching. And yeah, so let's go. All right, so a little rundown of my background. So growing up, I didn't have much breast. I was pretty much really flat chested for a really long time in my life. And people that know me probably don't even remember that, because I developed breast probably had to be at the end of my middle school years going into high school. And when I say I didn't notice how big they got, I mean I didn't notice. What I started noticing was probably because people were making comments about it, like, oh, they literally would ask me like, oh, did you get breast implants? From one summer to the next, like, your breasts are just like a lot bigger, this and that. And obviously I didn't do that. I mean, I was in 9th grade. My parents damn sure weren't going to let me get some damn implants. So, my breasts just developed. And like I said, I don't know how long the process were. I just knew that literally from one day to the other, it seems like in my mind, it went from an A to a double D. So I was definitely a double D for the longest time of my life. It had to be all throughout high school and also in college. And with being a double D, people think that it's, women actually think that, oh no, I want big boobs, this and that, but they don't understand what comes with having big breasts. So one of the main reasons why I wanted to get rid of them was because of the insecurities. I was very insecure about them. I hated people looking at me. I hated people staring at me because of it. I hated the fact that I couldn't wear certain shirts because I didn't feel comfortable wearing them. I would want to wear a spaghetti shirt, but I would have to wear a bra because of how heavy my breasts were. When you have big boobs, they're not going to be something that just sits upright. It's going to be definitely more of a saggy type feeling. So that within itself made me really insecure. I wanted to wear shirts like this. Like a shirt like this I would never have worn with my big breasts, because like I said, I needed the support, so I needed straps. And what's the point of wearing a strapless shirt if you're going to have your bra straps out, So yeah, I hated them growing up. And besides the fact that I was insecure about them, they did cause me a lot of health issues. I had really bad back aches, and it was something that was really uncomfortable. It got to the point where sometimes I couldn't walk because of how much my lower back hurt. And when it was that time of the month, my breast would swell up so bad, and it literally felt like bricks. One of the worst feelings ever was to have to get up in the morning, take my bra off, and shower. It was so painful. I would literally take my bra off and hold my boobs together, because literally, like, y'all don't understand, it was such an excruciating pain. You literally felt like cement bricks were just dropping. It hurt so bad. So, with all those things put together, I was just uncomfortable with them. And when I decided to get the surgery, I was kind of scared. No, I wasn't kind of. I was really scared, because I've never had surgery my entire life. So for me to go into surgery with something that I guess people would say that it's not needed, but to me it was needed, and I was really scared. Like, to say the least, I was really scared. But I was more excited at the aftermath and how much it would change my life. And, I would get less people staring at me. I would get less less times of being uncomfortable. So I just went for it. I had always planned in my mind that I was gonna wait until I had kids so that my body could change within itself, and then my boobs were gonna change, and then I was gonna get the surgery and have them lifted, have them looking nice. But I was 24 and I didn't have any kids, so I just said I'm gonna go for it. One thing I do recommend is whenever you're looking for a doctor, go to somebody you fully trust. I went to a doctor that, one of my close family members went to, and their surgery was a complete success. So I didn't feel the need to look anywhere else. That doctor specialized in plastic surgery and all these type of things. So I already felt comfortable going to somebody that I knew would do a good job and would take care of me. So on January 2017, I went to my consultation. The doctor will let you know what he thinks is best for you, what he recommends. So you let him know what you want, what type of procedure you want, and obviously for me, it was a breast reduction. He examines you and lets you know what he believes is best for you. So with that, he looked at me and looked at my breasts and knew that my breasts were full enough, big enough to have them reduced, lifted, without any additional implants. And this is one of the misinformation that I didn't know myself, because going into it, I thought, I'm going to get this lift, I'm going to get a breast reduction, and I'm going to get a implant for the fullness. Because mind you, whenever you have big breasts and you go through weight fluctuations, your breasts lose their form, and like this area up here would start to go flat. Even where your breasts are at, like the top area goes flat. So whenever you take off your bra, like they sag down and it becomes like a flat portion just like this. And I wanted the fullness. Like I wanted breasts that were going to be completely full. So going into it, I was thinking I was going to get implants as well, just for the fullness. And so he speaks to me, he talks to me, and lets me know that I have enough breast tissue in my normal boobs, in my actual real boobs, that I don't have to get any implants to create a fullness. That the tissue that I have already is sufficient enough to get my breasts down to where I wanted them, to lift my breasts, and to create a full boob. So I was happy about that. Not only because it was going to be cheaper, but also because I really didn't want any type of implant or anything fake inside of me. So him telling me everything can be done natural, we're just going to use all that we have, all your natural tissue and everything, and we're going to do the procedure. So I was very, very happy with that. So like I said, I went to my consultation in January, and then I booked my surgery for April 2017. So I did that, and all the months leading up to it, I was very, very, very scared. It was something that I was trying to prepare myself mentally for, but I don't think it's anything you can prepare yourself for. I've never had any type of surgery in my entire life, so going for my first surgery was very, very overwhelming for me, and I started like hyperventilating. Like I was so nervous all the time, and just thinking about it made my stomach hurt. So leading up to it, there's a lot of things you have to go through. I thought in my personal thinking, I'm just going to book the surgery, go to the surgery, and it's done. No. So the doctor has to see you again. I think it was a week before. He gives you an entire packet of what you can expect, the type of food you have to stop eating a week before, the medicines you have to get prior to your surgery, how to take care of your boobs after surgery, anything surgery related. He gives you an entire packet. You read over it and it scares the shit out of you. So I go in there, he gives me the entire packet, and it's a week before surgery, and I'm like, damn, like I'm really gonna do this, So I was hyperventilating hard the entire week before surgery. And I get everything, get the body wash, get the medicines, stop drinking all this stuff that I was drinking. And then the day of the surgery comes, and I sleep over at my parents' house because my mom was going to take care of me for the entire week. And I wake up in the morning and I was so scared, like scared. So my mom drops me off to the surgery to the hospital to get the surgery, and as I'm signing the paperwork, my mom can literally tell like this girl is about to pass the fuck out. So I'm scared. Like there's no other word to describe how I felt. Like I felt like I was never gonna see my family again. And maybe that's, you know, a little far stretch, but that's literally what I started thinking about, you know. And I started thinking like, why am I getting the surgery? You know, like I'm risking my life. I'm risking all these things just to, you know, a surgery that I don't necessarily need, because it's not something that I can die from. And like having big boobs, you'll survive. But it was something that I wanted so deeply. So I, you know, kept thinking to myself, like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I'm thinking, is it worth it, as I'm signing these papers to go in the room and get my breast removed. So, you know, I go in there and my mom is like, you need to calm down, because if they see you like this, they're not going to do the surgery on you because you're like freaking out. And, you know, I calmed down and it was time to go in. My mom, obviously she couldn't go in. So I hug her and I go inside, and, you know, they're testing all your blood and just making sure that you're fine. And they sit you down in this room, and it's literally like, when I say it was literally like an episode of Botch, the doctor goes into your little room and he starts drawing all these lines on your breast, you know, where he's gonna cut. And by the way, if you guys are wanting to know where it cuts, so this is your breast, like this is your nipple right here. They cut down here and they go around under your nipple. So it is like an anchor. So around your nipple, they cut it and they go down and they go under your breast like that. So, you know, he marks everything. Like, we're going to go ahead and do the surgery in a couple of hours, and your esthetician, or whatever it's called, esthetician, I'm probably saying it wrong, but they're going to give you the anesthesia, and he's going to come in here and talk to you and let you know the procedure, you know, so on and so forth. So the one that gives me the anesthesia comes inside, and he's just talking to me, letting me know he's going to put the anesthesia in my arm. And then shortly after that, I'm going to go into the room and the surgery is going to be performed. So I am freaking out, and I'm just praying to God, like, please just let me wake up. Like, that's all I cared about. Like, I know everything beyond that, the pain, you know, the discomfort, I don't care for that. Like, I literally was just praying that God woke me up after that. So I'm going into the surgery room, and from the time I walked in the surgery room, I see where I'm supposed to lay at, and I lay down, and I kid you not, I don't remember anything else. So I'm pretty sure they knocked me out at that time. Surgery is performed, and the next thing I remember is waking up. So I'm waking up, and I looked down, like I literally looked down, and I was like, I thought to myself, like, what the fuck? Like, my boobs are still big. And I was like, I paid all this damn money to literally for my boobs to look the same. And I kept looking down, and I'm like, and at that time, obviously, I was still drugged up from all the medicine. And I looked down, and I was like, oh, shit. And my mom walks in, and, you know, I'm talking to her, probably like dozed off, and I'm talking to her, and they're saying surgery was a success, this and that, you know, we're gonna take you home. And you literally go home right away. Like, you go home that exact same day. So I got in the car, and from what I remember, I think my mom took me home and I just knocked out. And I think that's how the first day went. I can't remember, because like I said, I was pretty high on drugs. So that happened, and I think the next day I woke up and I was literally like, whoa, like, what happened? Like, I got the surgery. And one thing that I didn't know that I wish I would have known was, like, whenever you get into the surgery, they either decide to give you tubes to like drain out all the fluids inside of your breast for a faster recovery, or they don't give you the tubes. It's one or the other, and they decide that as they're performing the surgery. So I did end up getting the tubes, and what the tubes are, it's basically like this. Look. The tubes, they come from your armpit, and they drain a tube, and they have the tube hanging out, and this tube right here is literally draining out every fluid that you have inside of your breast. And what that does is basically gonna help the process, because it's gonna lessen the chance of you getting an infection, and also supposedly it's supposed to make you heal a lot faster. So I did get those tubes, and when I say the pain of the surgery was, on a scale from 1 to 10, it was definitely a 1, but the uncomfortableness was rated highly an 11. So I was really, really uncomfortable. There was not much movement you can do because you're got this surgery bra on, your breasts are swollen as hell, and these tubes are uncomfortable. You can barely lift your arms to this high because the tube that's connected inside of your armpit has a stitch inside of it. So the more you pull your arm up, you're pulling on that exact stitch that's connected to your skin. So just imagine how uncomfortable that is. And the first week you have to sit, the first week you have to lay or go to sleep like upright. But I definitely probably read the paperwork when I was high on drugs because I thought it said to sleep sitting up. So I slept the entire week sitting up on the couch. And then later on, when I read the paperwork again, a week later, that thing said to sleep upright, which means lay down, but have some pillows under you. So yeah, I slept sitting up the entire week and it was really uncomfortable. So yeah, you go through that process and then, a story on that, you can't shower for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm lying. You can't shower for 2 days. You can't shower for 2 days, so you're sitting there and you're just uncomfortable. There's certain things you can't eat anymore, and there's certain things you can't eat. And my mom was, thankfully my mom was there to take care of me the entire time because I literally don't know how I would have did it myself. You can't drive. You are limited to your arm movement. Getting up out of the couch is very hard. You're taking these medicines very, very often, and that's probably why I didn't have much pain, was because of the fact that I was on so much medicine. And so the second day comes around and it's time to shower. Like, you have to shower this day. And I told my mom, like, okay, I got it. Like, I'm pretty sure I can do it, this and that. Mind you, I still had those tubes. Those tubes are in your body for a week. So I still had those tubes on, like, inside of my armpit. So I'm very limited on how I can move. And I decided I'm going to go take a shower. So I'm, taking off my clothes. And this is my very, very first time seeing my breast, after surgery. And I'm over here thinking, like I said, I woke up and I was like, damn, like, my boobs still look big. But I was high on drugs to even recognize the fact that they were just swollen. So I'm taking off my bra and I'm being very careful because it's already, it has so much bandages all on it, tape, surgical tape, everything is just there. And I started looking at the mirror, and when I say I almost passed out, I literally almost passed out. My breasts were so freaking bruised. They were yellow, they were black. Like, man, it was one of the worst things I had seen. And I yelled my mom, like, Mom, from upstairs. And she came upstairs. She's like, what happened? And I told her, Mom, I can't do this. Like, I can't shower myself. I don't know what I'm supposed to take off. I don't know where I can pull. I don't know how to take off this tape. Like, I didn't want to do it by myself. So thankfully my mom showered me the second day of my surgery, and I was able to clean everything. And then that night, you have to clean, like, the incision under your armpit as well, where the stitch is coming from the tube. So my mom is helping me with that. And when I say me and my mom turned yellow, like, we turned yellow because we were literally about to pass out. And I know that, like, I guess coming from a mom, she's looking at her daughter go through this pain. So that's where her, dizziness came from. But for me, it's like looking at myself and going like this and realizing there is a damn hole under my armpit. So, thankfully the first week went fine. Everything was fine. I went to the doctor. I think I went to go see him twice, and he said everything was fine. And a week after that, I'm cleared to go back to work. They take off the tubes and I proceed with my normal life. So fast forward 3 months now. I'm 3 months post-surgery. To be honest, I definitely do not regret anything. I actually wish I would have got this a lot faster. One of the main things that I do love about what I did is the fact that I became so much more comfortable within myself. There's things that I can wear now that I would have never worn before. Like this type of shirt here, just wearing something like this makes me feel like sexy. I would never have worn anything like this when I had my bigger boobs. I go into a room and I don't feel like people are staring at me for the wrong reasons anymore. I don't feel like people are staring at me because, oh, there goes a girl with the big boobs, or I walk into a room, I walk into a door frame and the first thing you see are my boobs. Like I have normal sized boobs now. I went down to, it was a double D at first. I went down to a C, more like a full C. And now I can wear things without, you know, feeling like my boobs look saggy. So I can literally wear a normal, like right now I don't have a bra on, but I can wear stuff like this and my breasts aren't saggy anymore. Like they sit upright, they're full. I just love them. Like I just love them. I feel a lot more comfortable. I feel a lot more confident. It's a whole life change, and people don't understand that. Like people think, and I'm sure a lot of women think this as well, like women think like, oh, you know, I want big breasts because you're an A cup or you're flat chested. But people don't really understand what it is to have naturally big breasts. Implants, I believe, is a totally different thing, because implants, they sit up there, like they're not going to move anywhere. But when you have natural breasts, they fluctuate up and down in their fullness, because for me personally, I fluctuate in my weight all the time. So that caused my boobs to lose their form. And you know, I can see why women would want breasts, but people don't really understand what it is to have naturally big breasts, and people think that it's like a luxury when it's really not. So I definitely recommend anybody that wants to get a surgery or wants to get something to reduce their breasts, I completely recommend it. I had such a great experience. My doctor was really nice. Everybody, his whole staff was super nice. They made me feel really comfortable. They didn't never make me feel like I was annoying them with 110 questions I would ask every time I was there. One thing that I will say during my recovery, even things I'm dealing with right now, are the stitches. So one thing about the stitches is, what I didn't know is that the stitches are supposed to dissolve inside of your body. But the fact that my body was, how should I say, it was healing a lot faster than those stitches were dissolving, it pushed the stitch out. So there was multiple times where I had to go to see my doctor, because the area where it was stitched around, like in the opening that they had opened me in that stitching, in that opening, there's a stitch that closes everything together. So in that area, my skin was healing fast enough that it was pushing the stitch out, where initially the stitch is supposed to dissolve in that area. So there was times where I had to go to the doctor because the stitch was literally coming out of my skin. And that's something that was very uncomfortable. That sensation of a stitch poking through your skin to get out was very, very, very uncomfortable, and it hurt too. But you know, I would go in, they would take it out, put some anti-infection cream, or I don't know what it is, some antibiotic cream that would cause it from getting infected. That was it. You were on your way again. So that would be the only thing that's a little troublesome. I hated the fact that you couldn't work out for 6 weeks, because at the time I was in a really good workout routine, and I haven't been able to get back into it, and now I think it's just pure laziness. But other than that, I definitely 100% recommend the surgery. Like I said, I just feel a lot more comfortable. When it comes to price, if you really want to know the price, you can definitely just message me. I don't feel comfortable just giving the price out on this. And like I said, my process did not include implants, so including implants will probably be a totally different price. And yeah, I mean, that's it. If I have missed out anything, please let me know, and I will definitely like to talk to you about it and give you more insight on whatever questions you have. I hope this video made sense and it was not all over the place. Like I said, there is a waiting time between your consultation and your surgery, just depending on your doctor. My doctor, I guess he's a really known doctor in the Houston area. So I had to wait 3 months for my surgery. And like I said, I don't regret it at all. I feel really comfortable wearing a lot of the stuff that I would never wear before. I feel comfortable taking off my bra and knowing that my boobs aren't gonna sag. Another thing, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. So when it's that time of the month, I literally, my boobs hurt. Obviously that's natural for women. They, you know, they get swollen a little bit, but they do not hurt anymore. Like they don't swell up and they don't feel like bricks anymore. Like, oh man, that to me is like heaven. And also another thing, when I run outside and when I'm, you know, working out and running, dude, it's the best thing ever. Like I don't feel a lot of weight just shifting up and down as I'm running. Like it feels like I can run a lot better. My back aches are not like they used to be. And like I said, there's just so many great things about it. And you know, I'm just happy with the results. I'm 3 months post-operation, and they say it takes about 6 months to heal completely. But the way that I feel now is and was well worth it. You know, I hoped I would have done it a long time ago to feel what I feel now years ago. But you know, it comes when it comes, and I am definitely really happy, and you know, I wouldn't change it for anything. And if you are interested or if you're thinking about it, I highly recommend it. I know what it feels like to feel uncomfortable with it, and I know what it feels like to feel like people are just staring at you for the wrong reasons. And you know, everybody deserves to feel comfortable in their own skin, and if this is what it takes for you to feel comfortable, then I 100% agree for you to do it, you know. And yeah, I'll end this video here. I know it's a little long, and if you're still watching, I hope that you got all the insight that you were looking for. Like I said, if you have any additional questions regarding anything that I've mentioned on here, feel free to comment below and ask me any questions, and I will see you guys on my next video. And sorry if I was a little awkward. I will definitely get better. It's something that I have to get a little used to. I'm used to talking on my Snapchat and my Instagram, but I'm not used to talking to the camera for so long. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys on my next video. I hope to have a lot of collaborations with my family members and you guys to see my life. I hope to inspire you guys with my videos and just bring a lot of happiness into one channel. I'm not much of a makeup person. I'm not somebody that will sit here and teach you guys how to do makeup shit. I barely know how to do mine. You see that? But you see that highlighter though. You see that? The highlighter popping. No, but really, I don't know how to do makeup. I just do whatever I can. So I would never sit here and try to do a makeup video for you guys. I would literally probably get unsubscribed from a lot of you guys if I was to sit here and teach you my techniques. But yeah, I hope to bring you guys a lot of happiness through my channel and that you guys enjoy and support. Please like, share, and subscribe, and whatever else people say on these things. Yeah, I'll catch you guys on my next video. Thank you so much, and you guys have a blessed day.